Hey, it's Andrew here with Gamer's Guide to Life, and I'm here with Jay from Bohemia Interactive. We're taking a look at ARMA III today. Sir, how you doing?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to the ARMA III presentation.
So, a good friend of mine has been absolutely addicted to ARMA II because of your mod and such. Your community is pretty intense. Yeah.
Intense is one word. I think they're well fueled.
Do you think they'll be fueled enough to play ARMA III? Excited?
Without a doubt. Later in the year, when we release our alpha build, we're expecting quite a big turnout for that, and a lot of passionate guys, a lot of arguments, a lot of debates on the forums, and probably a few bans as well.
You can't have a debate in the forums without banning someone.
God forbid.
So take us through a little bit of ARMA III. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, welcome to Camp Maxwell. This is our base of operations for our presentation, and maybe I'll just take a couple of minutes to run you through where we are now, where we've come since last year, and where we want to be going on through the rest of this year. I'm not sure how many of your viewers are familiar with ARMA. I mean, it's a pretty well-known franchise. ARMA 3 is no different. We're that classic sandboxy, military, open-world shooter. Lots of potential, bags of freedom, and lots.
It still looks beautiful.
Well, honestly, some of the lighting improvements that we've made just completely changed the face of the game entirely. It's the same engine underneath, but with a lot of upgrades, a lot of fixes, a lot of basically tender love and care that have helped really bring this game up to scratch for, and competing with AAA shooters. So we've got a few activities on the hub. Maybe I can just run through one, show you guys the weapons, how they handle. And then we've got some specific features, some general ones. We've got the underwater lighting, nighttime, that sort of thing. And we can take a quick look through those and see what
That's one thing that I've always liked about military sims, and you really don't see a lot of them at all. It's almost like flight simulators, or space sims, I should say. They've almost died off, but you guys have rejuvenated the franchise. I really like the weight of the weapons, the feel of each one.
Yeah, and that's definitely been improved because of the new sounds. I mean, in the past we've had a lot of people say, it's a great game, I just wish the weapons felt like they were shooting something more powerful. Now we have the handling of the weapons, the weight, and some improved sounds as well. So, there's a few features that I can show you. My favorite to start off with, I suppose, is underwater, which is a completely new dimension for the game. I'll load that up now and we can see what it looks like.
I don't think I'd be able to play ever in third person for a game like this. It just feels at home in the first person market.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm shooting from first person, it's definitely the way to play. But I know some people like vehicles to be able to switch out to third person, and really it's, again, the freedom of ARMA, however you want to play, it's kind of set up for it, and third person kind of gives you that option. And also, it's a nice way to see some of the new animations. So, welcome to our underwater world. We've got a little STV over here. I'll just jump in this because it'll make it easier for us to get where we need to go a bit faster.
I'm waiting when this game comes out, a Metal Gear mod. It's coming. It's gonna.
Well, again, talking about the freedom of ARMA 3, you can mod whatever you like. I mean, enormous success of DayZ recently is just testament, and it's a real validation of the work we do in terms of opening the game up for modification, letting the user do whatever he wants. And speaking of this freedom, underwater is just another element of that. We can go around our island now. It's 100 kilometers square more of terrain than we have already, and it's just a different way to fight. All right, I'm going to jump out of this STV because we got some enemy divers up front. So we can see our scuba animations. We've got a weapon. It's not it's not an M16. It's not an M4. It's a specific weapon designed to be used underwater with some specific ammunition. So I'll try not to die, but these guys are pretty hardcore.
Don't worry, we're not going to judge you.
Yeah, but the community will. So a lot of work goes into this underwater terrain, just starting with the clutter, the particle effects, the weapons. There's a lot of work that goes into creating something which, on the surface maybe seems quite simple. Gameplay as well. I mean, we have this nice underwater world, we have the weapons, but what are we doing here? Well, in this mission, it's just a simple case of disarming some mines, maybe clearing the beachhead for combined arms assault, something like that. Well, I think we've seen pretty much what we want to see. Nice fish.
It looks incredible under here, it really does. Like you were saying, you're stressing the particle effects and such. You can really see it during this gameplay.
Yeah, a lot of little touches I think come together and make the whole scene, feel more like it's underwater. You miss one of those two things, suddenly it just stops feeling, quite complete. And the same we can see with the nighttime showcase. A lot of little elements working well together, really helping create a whole picture. Of course, it all starts with the lighting, the improvements that we've made to HDR. That lets us do things like have these flashlights and headlights in the scene. We can switch into night vision, and we've still got a pretty stable.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I'd like to stress too that this is an alpha.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a long way to go. Our game is currently scheduled for an alpha in September, and we're pushing the release date back to 2013 just because we want to have the most stable build that we can, and part of that process we'll bring in our community, release an alpha, get some feedback on hardware, get some feedback on controls, release a beta, and then launch hopefully the most stable game in the series to date.
Can you show us some vehicles?
Absolutely. I mean,
be great. And then
again, we keep coming back to this idea of freedom in ARMA. Another aspect of that is freedom to drive whatever you want. In this case, we're going to drive this armored vehicle, but equally we could be taking on a tank, a speedboat, a helicopter, and that's the beauty of our engine. You can do so much in it without constraint. So let's jump into the vehicle showcase. We can talk about some of the specific new features like PhysX that supports our driving model. We've got a long way to go in terms of tuning it, making it all fit together, but with the nice, again, little improvements working, it handles better than it's ever done before in our engine. So we're going to crest this hill. There's going to be a few bad guys to shoot, hopefully, and we'll use a grenade launcher on the top of the vehicle to hopefully lay down some fire. Well, that's the plan at least, anyway.
And nothing ever goes according to plan.
No, so far we've had fairly decent presentations, but I have managed to not find anyone to shoot in the past, and also not be able to shoot anyone at all, even when I do find them. But I think this is going to work very well. Let's build myself up for this one. So we can switch into the gunner seat, head into optics. Really nice feature, thermal imaging. It helps identify, pick out targets from what is often quite a cluttered scene. I'm going to go a little bit further up along the road, and hopefully we'll find some guys to shoot. Sounds for the vehicles themselves have been completely overhauled, and again, I'm talking about lots of little bits of polish that make the game feel much better overall. I'm going to have to be quite quick here because I can see them already.
Somebody might want to tell them that firing machine guns at tanks isn't a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's evidenced by the fact of what happened to them.
Well, so we're wrapping things up here. So, again, when can we expect ARMA III?
Well, we can expect a playable build to be released later on in the year. You can expect much more information about that on our website, arma3.com, in the months after E3, so keep an eye on that. At Gamescom, we'll definitely have a date for our public build, and looking for 2013 for the full retail launch.
Excellent. Jay, I don't think I need to tell you that the game looks great. It really does. You guys have obviously made some insane improvements. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.